ngizokubulala nje ngenamba. Akiwa lena le right stories told by South Africans. This is the Eardrum Music and Talk Show. I'm about to bring on the one and only Moses Mnulwane. He's the CEO of CityConSol, power and energy entrepreneur. Guys, I love the show. It's a feel-good show. There's the number issues is now. Blah, 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 COVID, showcase. Solutions. From wherever you are in the country, the beauty of this business is that from wherever you are in this country, the load shedding problem nyana lesithanda ukuba nayo. Mafethu, into engithanda ngaleli business ikuthi liphethwe ama-Africa, listathwe ama-Africa and the solution to African problems. Welcome to the Eardrum. Ake simdonse. Sifuna ukuzwa ukuthi uzothini. Bafethu, angikaze ngikhulume naye. Today is the first day ngimfonela. Ngifuna ukuzwa. I want to hear about this genius.
Hi, Lwazi, how are you?
Wonderful, my brother. You are speaking to Lwazi. Welcome, first and foremost, to the Eardrum Music and Talk Show. It is such an important time we are born, and so therefore I am so grateful and sibonga wena nje mfowethu Mnulwane ukuthi to join us on the Eardrum right here on Caxton Radio. I'm sure you've been listening. Obviously, you and I have had a chat, over during the week about what you do. But first and foremost, sicela nje uthi ubingelele abalaleli.
All right, lovely. Thank you very much, Lwazi, and your team in the studio. And to the listeners out here, cool for your platform and your pioneer.
Fantastic stuff. Moses, we're going to go straight into it. We're living in interesting times in terms of energy crisis in South Africa, and in terms of also how long it's taken us as a country, to actually get to a point whereby we've got solutions that are South African based, that where young people are also part of Lama solutions lawa for the energy crisis here too. And here I am namhlanje. Here is Ukabazela Undu is like, you know what, Lwazi, this is part of his solution. I would like you to meet somebody called Moses Mnulwane. This is what he does, and here we are today. Therefore, can you just let our listeners know who is Moses Mnulwane and what's the core of his CityConSol?
All right. By the way, igama lami nguMoses Sibusiso wakamnulwane. I'm originally from KwaNdebele. Was born and raised la at Fontaine Extension K, KwaMhlanga. And I don't have a lot to say about myself, but engakusho nje ukuthi it really worried me to see South Africans suffering and having to face difficulties about the electricity. So I came about discovering actually a brilliant idea to come as a solution company to all the community members and also people labo bahlupheka kakhulu ngogesi. So I discovered and I launched the company called CityCon in 2016. I did my research about electrical power and how to come about solutions into this load shedding schedules. So it's only last year late that it started being something that I implement into practice and put everything together within the business. Then early this year, before the pandemic started in South Africa, I started servicing several clients, and also because of the skill lesson is acquiring eskolweni from a TT, as I'm a student, say electrical engineering. So yeah, that's how CityCon started.
Wonderful stuff, my king. Now I love the fact that lento lena uyifundele uyabona leyo nto akuyona into. You combined the fact that your love for humanity and you are a humanitarian, which doesn't attend. You did not just go and just try it on the side, but why fundel? What challenges did you come across to make this idea now come alive? Business namhlanje.
Okay, there are so many challenges I came across in my life. Ever since I started in business in 17 years, I traveled the world. I went to so many countries due to business. And there are so many challenges of my first company, and also starting off a new company, and also managing it well and making sure that it becomes a successful company. So ama-challenges engihlangabezane nawo maningi because I come from a very disadvantaged background. I didn't have those parents that would give me money and sponsor me to do things for myself, or to actually get my give my business enough capital to start off with any idea that I had. So I struggled a lot, but there are people that played a vital role in my life in establishing me in business, which some of them I can't even mention here, but they played a very vital role in introducing me into these businesses that I've been involved with throughout since I was 17. So my challenges are various, in such a way that I didn't even, at some point, I had to start off from the beginning and start off with the CityCon. That's where actually CityCon was born.
Now, I want to go straight into a business like Mfowethu. Yabona umkhize ukhabazela, when he showed me a profile business lenu, I was like, this is so relevant for the times that we are living in. Can you tell our listeners exactly, firstly, you've got two products. Business lako le power, the solar backup power business. Let our listeners know, because the nice thing with my show is that besides good while I'm on air, is the fact that Lee crosses the whole world. So while we are online, there's someone in Kenya who has got an energy crisis or a problem. Can you give us the benefits and let the listeners know how exactly your solar backup business works?
Okay. We live in a 21st century in which South African must actually adapt to change, because right now, whatever that we are facing as this pandemic has already risen in our country, we need to allow change in our lives, number one. So we've got this solar backup power systems, of which they are a good energy systems that one can use for as in Zimbabwe or for their businesses or anywhere where they use power. So these solar backup systems, they work absolutely perfect as the Eskom power, but it depends on how much power consumption each user or each client may need. So it is actually a good shift because you don't have to pay you don't have to pay bills for it. It's just you once off installation, then you actually don't pay for anything. The only thing that will be needed is maintenance after 1 or 2 years, depending on the profile of your system. So this solar power backup system that we have as CityCon is actually good, and it's something that I recommend for all households and for all business people, just to ease the stress of Eskom and to ease the stress of load shedding and also this high cost of electricity. So it actually it is a solution to not only due to load shedding, but it is also a solution to save funds from one having to buy electricity now and then. So it's actually a good initiative that we all need to take and to look into.
Okay, fantastic. And what I want to know, this for me, when I went through, I've been studying the product for about a week. The people that you've introduced the product to, have you tested it anywhere? And what's the response been like? Because for me, this is a no-brainer. And this is something that the next, people think that 5 years or 10 years is a long time. But 5 years and 10 years is the type of time that decision makers take to apply or implement something that's going to help out a state or a nation. Have you tested it, and are there people that are using your product?
Yes, there are people that we've already installed this product to, then it's working perfectly so far. And we are monitoring all our clients because we want to keep a very close relationship with our clients, because they're actually the ones that are referring us to other clients that we need to install. So they're actually building up our market as well. So we make sure that our customer service becomes the best, and we make sure that we always keep up with our clients, and check up on them, because they actually are our assets.
Fantastic. And I want to ask something. We've got a big country where not just the metros, where it's people who can afford. Do you have solutions for people who are out in the rural areas? The eardrum is listened to. There's someone out now in Kenya, under a rock somewhere. And they might say, what, I want to light up, my rock. And they say, can you get there? Now, in the South African context, can you travel from here to somewhere out in a rural area in South Africa and say, here's a solution if there's somebody out there who's listening?
Yes, we can travel anywhere in South Africa, but because we are still an emerging business and we still are growing, so we actually would charge extra fees for transportation and also
no, that's a given, absolutely.
So,
you are a business person. I'm sorry to cut you there, Mr. Moses. You're a business person. It's actually going to bring me to my next question. You're a business person, and just because umuntu omnyama and business lako, no favors. Business is business, and it brings me to my next question. Have you had those type of challenges where abantu bethu bathi uyazi mfowethu uyazi ukuthi anginayo imali njengamanje, uyabo, anginawo ucash, anginayo imali yokhokha? Do you have payment plans, or and then how do you cater?
At the moment, we're still consulting with the Department of Minerals and Energy, because they've got the financing facility for renewable energy developers. So far, we haven't yet offered any financing, any private financing, because we are still an emerging company, like I said. So we actually pleading with the local municipality and the Department of Energy to actually release this excess of funds, so that our community members can actually access these systems much more easier and much more, so that they would be also affordable for them to actually get the systems installed in their houses. So it's quite a difficult issue at the moment, because it's not something that it has been concluded or what, but we're hoping that in the next few months or in the next few years, we'll have our government minds sound in a way, because right now this is all political, and there's so much behind our politics, and there's so much capitalism that is being focused on here when it comes to wanting to improve our country and move it into renewable energy, because there's quite a lot of people that are still benefiting from this coal systems and whatnot. So it's quite a difficult issue.
So are you, or do you find that in the corporate space, some challenges could also be the political influence? Are you trying to say those things are still happening?
Yes, definitely. This is something that has to do with, because if you can take a look, Lwazi, like why is our government not considering renewable energy as a solution? Why do they have to drag their feet and still spend much more money on this mining systems of coals and this air pollution that they're causing? Why are they still focused on that? Why can't they sponsor companies like ours to actually facilitate this new development that we want to bring? So as you can see, there's someone who's owning a mine. There's people who just want to make sure that their business still goes on. So not caring about our future, not being concerned about our health, because this is the pollution that these coals are causing is not only for the ozone layer, but also our health. So there's many factors that we need to consider when it comes to this renewable energy development.
Fantastic stuff. What I love, my last question with regards to this product is the fact that it's able to work even without ugesi, without electricity. How do you do that?
It depends on systems, because we've got different kinds of systems. We've got systems that would last for 8 hours. We've got systems that could last 12. So it depends on the systems that an individual would actually require from us, because we've got systems that can work 24/7. So it depends on actually what the user would want and how much the user would afford, you see. But I always advise my clients to start with the standard unit system that we have, because it's cheap and it's the better affordable systems that we have. So once they get used to it, we can always do upgrades. I can upgrade it after a year when their budget is fine.
That's nice. That's nice.
They'll have light and they'll be able to use plugs. They'll be able to use the refrigerator. So, but that one excludes all non-heating appliances.
This is something that, for myself personally, I want. I was telling Undu Ukabazelu, look, this is something that is not just a business, it's a necessity. And the whole country needs to know about this, and it needs to be available out there. So, in just closing, Moses, I just want you to let us know, where can the people get hold of you, Mabek Dinga?
Okay, people can call me directly on my number or WhatsApp me, 071 337 0005. Let me just repeat it. 071 337 0005. That's where they can find me.
All right, fantastic stuff. Thank you so much, Mr. Moses. Now, before I let you go, thank you so much for making time to come onto the eardrum, and thank you so much for being part of this very, very important dialogue. And rest assured, every now and then, must expect advice. I know there's another product, Opis Nayo. I think I'm going to save that one for another day. But whenever expect advice in terms of urban renewal, urban redevelopment, or the future in terms of the products we need, we'll be sure to get hold of you. Do you want to say shout out to special anybody?
Okay, I'd like to send a shout out to my mom.
Bro, wife. Come on. I was supposed to say that at the end of the show.
And my wife. And
you just had
everybody that knows me.
Brother,
all right, thank you so much.
Bring it home.
Thank you so much for that, Moses. Have yourself a wonderful evening, and thank you so much for the contribution. But most importantly, this is Caxton Radio. The motto is more local, more often, and the platform is not just for myself, it's for people like you. Keep making that change. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a feel-good show. It's more local, more often.